You have a 189. With 8 hits. I have 8 hits. How many games does that thing call? I've got more than 8 hits. In 21 games. Maybe. My Canadian hits. You hit 114. You have 2 hits. I didn't play all of them. I didn't hit all of them. I hit 2 guys. You got 2 kills. Your team even needs 7 errors. That's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got all kind of started for you. See, I was serious in this all along. What was their last name? Oh, because they live east. I was just going to make like a. I don't know. We played. Yeah, that was the whole weekend. Boom! I won that round. 19. Now I'm in first place. Why are they all just staring at Sean? The third time this week.
Alright, how best to celebrate summer? By being outdoors and enjoying the outdoor activities. We're live at Peter Holman Ballpark here in Kitchener to witness the games that have been played. I mean, the Canadian Fast Pitch Championship holds from today, Monday, up until Sunday, and we're having 3 major tournaments. We have the U23, we have the Masters, and the Men's. Come on, if you have some time, come out and watch in person. Otherwise, you can catch all the fun details, all the highlights and interviews for sure, live on CCDTV on our website and also on YouTube. The channel to go to is ccdtv.ca. Hello, Bernie.
Play it. Play it. Play your 4. Play your 4.
Good evening and welcome to game number 11, which is basically the 2:15 game. This is between the visiting New Hamburg Mustangs and the Delisle Pride. Your lineup for New Hamburg. Leading off and playing center field, number 9, Colby Ricketts. Batting second, playing third base, number 6, Felix Isaac Bender. Batting third, second base, number 3, Ben Dome. Batting fourth, shortstop, number 65, Colin Christner. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 51, Matt Vanderwickel. I'm sorry, Matt, I think I've messed up your name. Vanderwickel. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 67, Jared Bosworth. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 14, Sean Demarest. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 27, Connor Hopper. Batting ninth, number 19, Aiden Cohen. And not batting, but playing first base, number 1, Jake Durr. Your lineup for Delisle Pride. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 9, Caden Fadak. Batting second, the left fielder, number 22, Brian Bicknell. Batting third, the second baseman, number 14, Jordan Durham. Batting fourth, catcher number 1, Max Major. Batting fifth, the designated player, number 10, Davis Laskowski. Batting sixth, center fielder, number 18, Nick Fry. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 16, Ethan Sommerfeld. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 20, Evan Young. Batting ninth, the first baseman, number 28, Caleb Hamilton. And pitching, but not batting, number 11, Kobe Colbert. For Delisle, the pitcher will now be number 10, Davis Laskowski. Your umpires for this game, on the plate, Cameron Woodcock. At first base, Steve Gallagher, and at third base, Rick Bull.
Good afternoon. Welcome to yet another game here in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. Welcome back to the Softball Canada U23 Fast Pitch Championships. Great game for ball. It's going to be between the Delisle Pride and the New Hamburg Mustangs. Now, for those just joining us, this one was scheduled a whole lot earlier in the day. This one was initially set for about 2:15. Clearly, it's a lot further past that, just coming up on 7:25 right now. I'm Justin Kohler, up in the booth today, joined by Jason Whittle. Jason, whole lot of fun in store today, huh?
Yeah, it is. There are a couple of teams have been sitting around since their scheduled 2:15 p.m. start. It'll be interesting to see how the rest affects them. I mean, they didn't really start the game, so it's not like the previous game where the pitchers started, pitched 2 innings, and then they sat for 5 hours.
Yeah, for those just joining us in general, we did have about a 5+ hour rain delay, so a bit of confusion back and forth. If you were expecting a different game, there's still some others going on at the second and third diamonds here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Apologize for all that confusion. Mother Nature deciding to fight against us today as well. And so in the field to kick things off, the Delisle Pride, they're the home team for today's contest. New Hamburg up to bat, the Mustangs. We're going to kick off with Caden Fedek. Oh, excuse me there. Actually going to kick off with Colby Ricketts here as the first pitch grounded out to first base. They hustled out. Quick first out here to kick things off.
Yeah, a great fielding play there by the first baseman for Delisle Pride. Caleb Hamilton snagged it out and beat the runner to the bag.
Ended up being a bit of a battle of who was faster in that one. Not something you see all the time, but one pitch, one out here in the top of the first to kick things off. That'll bring up Felix Eisert-Bender. So he swings. That one, a reaching grab from the shortstop there. That was from Fedek. Amazing play. Quite the extension, quite the leap on that one.
Yeah, he climbed the ladder on that, snagged it out of the air, took away a sure base hit, maybe 2, depending on if it rolled to the fence or not.
So that is 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Very efficient outing right now from Laskowski, today's pitcher for the Delisle Pride. Count right now, 1 ball, no strikes here. Next pitch, just outside, just off the outside corner of the plate for ball 2. That's Ben Dom up to plate now. First baseman for New Hamburg. Next pitch comes in, swings on, hits the pitcher, goes over towards the first base side, goes towards the grass. Dom thinks about moving towards third, but he'll make his way back over to first. That's the first hit of the ball game here.
Yeah, that hard hit ball back to the pitcher off of him. The first baseman really had no play other to limit the damage. As you said, Dom was rounding first, looking for second, but thought better of it. And
good reaction from the outfielders to get in so quickly to make a play on that one. Could have been a dangerous situation. Runner on second instead. New Hamburg will settle for a man on first here with 2 out. That'll bring up Cohen Christner here. It's the shortstop for today, as that one's in the dirt, goes to the backstop, and that will mean Dom moves over to second on the wild pitch there.
Heads up base running by Dom there, keeping an eye on the catcher.
Smart play. Those ones can be tough depending on how fast they come in. They can really bounce off the backstop, get in the hands of the catcher, can be thrown over towards second base pretty quick, but good speed will beat that out any day. So it's a 1-0 count here for Christner. Next pitch comes in and hits him on that one. Bit of a tough one there, but he'll take his base. Now, these pitches can be pretty quick. Usually in fast pitch, they can average out anywhere between, I'd say, about 60 and 70 miles an hour, so still pretty quick. They can definitely hurt a lot. I don't know if anyone's taken a softball hit before, but they're not exactly pleasant.
No, the short distance, too, the ball comes at you pretty quick. You hate to see that, but, good sportsmanship on both players acknowledging that it wasn't something intentional.
So there's 2 on. Van de Winkel up at the plate. First pitch down and away for ball 1. Again, that's Dom over on second base. Christner on first. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Matt Van de Winkel, today's catcher, up to the plate. Laskowski thinking about the pitch he wants to throw. He sets, delivers. That one swung on and missed. That'll even the count up at 1-1 here. Been very efficient so far, especially after those first 2 at-bats. Still a whole lot of action left in the ball game. So he sets up for the 1-1. Swung on, missed again. That'll bring it to a 1-2 count here.
Changing speeds up a little bit. The batter way ahead of that pitch.
Well, we've mostly seen a lot of fastballs here so far from Laskowski, so important to mix things up here. Get in the minds of these batters a little bit. So 2 on. The 1-2 comes in, swung on, driven up the middle. That goes to the second baseman. He's just going to make his way over to the bag, secure the third out, and limit any damage. So a very efficient outing for Laskowski here.
Nice play by the second baseman. Well in position, able to make the force out himself. Risk of throwing the ball away in the underhand or something, because you never know when you're going to toss the ball over. It could get stuck, could be mud on the ball from the diamond. It's hard to say.
Always tough. You end up sometimes risking the runner being a little faster than you are, but with how close they were to the bag, take the first sure out rather than risking a loose ball potentially.
Yeah, for sure. They did the right play, take the force out. Coaches always say take the easy out and then get off the diamond, live to play another day.
It's one of those fundamentals, something these guys must hear every single day from their coaches. And so that'll bring up the Delisle Pride up to the plate. The New Hamburg Mustangs make their way to the outfield. Starting order is going to be Caden Fedek, Ryan Bicknell, and Jordan Durham in the hole there. A lot of excitement so far. Still a 0-0 ball game as we move to the bottom of the first. While we've got a second, we can thank a few of today's sponsors for the Canadian Fast Pitch Championships. Includes Hallman Construction, Village Caterer, Montana's Cookhouse, who provided us some nice food throughout the day. Very, very important, especially with that 5-hour delay. McCarter, Grespin Lawyers, and Iron Horse Financial Solutions. Big thanks to them. Big thanks to all the City of Kitchener grounds crew as well. It was an incredibly wet field, a whole lot to deal with across the board. It almost looked like we weren't going to get any ball today at one point with how bad these fields were looking.
Yeah, if people were here to see it in person, they would have thought no way they'd be playing baseball today. But yeah, the grounds crew, they did a fantastic job. They brought in extra bags of dirt around all the soft spots, worked it in nicely, and they get it all looking nice and worked in nice. And then the batters and the pitchers come and move it all out of the way because they're kind of picky on how they want to stand in the box.
And a big shout out to all the friends and family here in attendance who stuck it out through all that rain. Got a good bit of thunder as well. And then, of course, a big shout out to all the people who left and still came back this late in the evening for these ball games. And so the pitcher for New Hamburg will be Vosper. That's Jared Vosper there. First pitch swung on over towards the third base side. Easy throw to first for a quick 1 out. They're following suit pretty quickly here. 1 pitch, 1 out here.
Yeah, it's like the top of the inning, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Pretty much as good as you can get for these pitchers here. It's not going to be an immaculate inning at that point when it's just single pitch outs here. But they'll take it, especially their arm will take it. So that'll bring up Ryan Bicknell here. First pitch goes in.
Ryan showing bunt there, trying to get the corners to play in a little bit, maybe do a slap hit down the line. Umpire coming out, talk to the pitcher. Judging by what they're looking at and the motions, they're talking about the shoot, which is 2 straight lines drawn right from the edges of the pitching rubber straight through the pitching box. Basically, where when the pitcher launches and lands, he's got to be within those lines. And I know some of these pitchers like to get any advantage they can by going to the right or left.
Anything to change up that slot for what this batter is seeing. Next pitch comes in. Downstairs there.
Bicknell squaring up to bunt. Trying to draw the corners in.
Yeah, the third baseman very far in. That's Isaac Bender. And Durr, the first baseman, also pretty far in as well. It's the middle infielders in kind of their regular positions. The next pitch comes in. It's swung on.
That's a fair ball down the line.
He's making his way around first. He's over at second with a good double. Showed bunt on a few swings, but locks one up. Goes right down the line. And that's, I think, one of the first doubles we have seen in at least 6-7 hours throughout the day today. I think it was all singles in the previous game. That was between the Rostock Junior Batmen and the Tavistock Merchants. Rostock coming up ahead in that one. They sit 3-0. That'll bump Tavistock Merchants down to a 1-2 record so far in the Young Championships.
Nice hit by Bicknell. Had he not shown bunt, I'm not sure the third baseman would have been playing in as far. He might have had a play on that ball had he been back in his normal position. But
yeah, they sacrificed a bit of their reaction time on that one. So Jordan Durham up to the plate. First pitch coming in. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Now, one thing I'm noticing already is Durham has a bit of a lower stance, a lot more bend in his knees. I usually find that people who do that will get a little bit more lift in the ball, a tad bit more power trying to activate that lower part of their body, but can sometimes result in a few flyouts as well. As the next pitch comes in.
Changeup, nice looking changeup. Kind of froze Durham there in the box.
Yeah, I looked for a second that it was going to go well above the zone, but dropped its way in there, mixing up speeds. A good little mix right now from Vosper. That brings the count to 0-2 here, with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Vosper gets set. And he delivers. That one goes outside. That brings the count to 1-2 here. Again, that's Ryan Bicknell standing over on second base with a double here today. Still 1 out, so runner in scoring position. Delisle threatening early on here. Again, 1 out. 1-2 pitch coming in. That one swung on. Grounded but foul up the first base side. It keeps the count to 1-2 here.
Durham doing a good job spoiling that pitch. Yeah, like you said, he's crouched pretty low in that batter's box. Gives him a good eye. He's able to pick up the pitch earlier. He can see it lower.
That might have been why it froze him up on that changeup as well, if his eye level was a little bit lower in the positioning there. So the 1-2 count coming in. That one swung on, driven between the first and second baseman into right field. It touches the grass. Bicknell making his way towards home. He's in there, and that'll allow Durham to make the turn over towards second base. And that is a 1-out double, 1 run drawn in by Jordan Durham. And that brings the first score of the game here today. Right now, Delisle leading 1-0.
Yeah, Aiden Cloette, the right fielder, little errant on his throw over top of the catcher, able to get Durham to stand on second base.
So Max Major, the left-handed hitter, up to the plate. That one high and inside there on him. So still 1-out here in the bottom of the first. Started as a pretty efficient outing for Vosper. 1 pitch, 1 out to kick things off, but has since sacrificed 2 doubles here in this inning. The next pitch coming in, swung on and missed.
Change up there, beautiful change up. Major way out in front of that pitch.
Some great mixes here so far. Great communication between Vosper and Vandewinkle, who's the catcher for today. Next pitch coming in, swung on and missed.
Another off-speed pitch.
He's really sitting on the fastball on these ones here.
Yeah, the last couple of hits were 2 fastballs, so he's changing it up a little bit, keeping Major off balance here in this one.
So the 1-2 coming in. That one swung on, fouled. Just up the first base line towards the fence there. That keeps the count at 1-2. Again, it was a pretty rainy day, but it's turned into a pretty lovely evening. Some light overcast, beautiful sunshine here in Kitchener, Ontario. Vosper gets set for the 1-2. Swung on, foul back. Whole lot of lift on that one there.
Yeah, spoiling the fastball. That's 2 fastballs he's thrown, and he's been able to hit them both times.
Well, it looked like he almost adjusted to the changeup on that one. A little late on it. Again, the count remains 1-2 here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Vosper gets set. The pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
Change up. Went back to the changeup, went back to the pitch that caught him swinging the first 2 times. Was able to get the K on this one.
So that's the first strikeout of the game here. Vosper collects his first. That'll bring up Davis Leskovsky here. Number 10, the pitcher for today. Vosper gets set with 2 out. First pitch just a bit too far downstairs there. Looks like Vandewinkle just turned over towards the umpire, asked just how far down it was on that throw. So the count 1-0 here with 2 out. Vosper gets set. The pitch. Swung on, fouled. Up the first base side. Getting a little late on that one. These batters really having to change up their speeds, almost bank on a certain pitch being thrown between that fastball and the off speeds getting thrown in here.
Yeah, and if a good pitcher mixes up a rise ball or a drop ball, then that could really open the door up.
Next pitch coming in. Swung on. Sounded like a foul tip there. That'll bring it to a 1-2 count here with 2 out in the bottom of the first. Delisle now leading 1-0 over New Hamburg. The 1-2 pitch. Delivers. Swung on. Driven towards center field. Not terribly deep, though, and the center fielder, Ricketts, makes the catch. And that's 3 outs here. That'll end the first inning. Again, Delisle up 1-0 over New Hamburg. It's 2 doubles. Bicknell coming in to score off a Jordan Durham RBI double.
Yeah, Laskowski there out ahead of that pitch. It was a changeup, but was able to get enough of the bat on it to get the fly ball out to center field, hoping it would drop. But the center fielder playing in perfect position. Connor Hopper able to snag it out of the air and end the threat. Keep the damage down to 1 run.
And still plenty of ball left here today. And so that'll bring New Hamburg back up to the plate here.
That's Laskowski right there. That's number 10.
Colby Fulmer is their pitcher. For New Hamburg, it's 14. Yeah.
And so we enter into the second inning here. Laskowski back on the mound for Delisle. 1-0 ball game here for them. New Hamburg would love to change that up here in the second inning. First pitch just upstairs for ball 1. This is number 67, Jared Vosper, up to the plate. And we're mistakenly saying that he was the pitcher in the last inning for New Hamburg. Apologies, bit incorrect on that one. The actual pitcher for them is Sean Demarest. But again, Vosper up to the plate here. The 2-0 count. That pitch comes in downstairs.
It'll be interesting to see if he takes his 3-0 pitch or if he swings.
He does take a swing at that one. Bit of a hack there.
I don't think he was expecting that changeup.
Would have loved to have clubbed something up right there on a 3-0 count. Half expecting him just to kind of sit there, take that one in. Next pitch comes in, swung on and missed there. And so that's one out here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Sean Demarest. It's today's pitcher. That was the first strikeout for Laskowski of the day so far. Next pitch coming in, swung on, foul back towards the wall. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for tuning in to the Canadian Fast Pitch Championships. This is the U23 game between the New Hamburg Mustangs and the Delisle Pride. Again, this is Sean Demarest up to the plate here. Laskowski on the mound.
The peel down the first base umpire was, they were questioning whether he swung or not, and first base umpire says no, he did not.
So 3-1 count here. That one downstairs, ball 4. Demarest earns himself a walk here. That'll bring up Connor Hopper to the plate. His first at-bat of the day. The left fielder for today's contest for New Hamburg. First pitch comes on, swung on, clobbered mile high up in the sky. Looks like it's going to drift foul just on the other side of the fence there. Whole lot of power on that swing.
Yeah, he was way out in front of that one and got all of it. But he pulled her foul.
That's Demarest over on first. He got on with a walk. Connor Hopper up to the plate. 2 outs here right now in the top of the second. Now, I believe they started out with an out because that last at-bat was the catcher. So that one's downstairs, just out of the zone. That'll even the count at 1-1 here. Next pitch comes in. Upstairs. Catcher Major came up on that one just in case Demarest decided to make the trot over to second, excuse me. Next pitch comes in. That one's right in the zone. Looked like he was taking that one all the way.
Yeah, he was waiting to see a good pitch there. It was a nice pitch.
Even count here, 2-2. That one swung on again. Plenty of power in that swing, mile high, but it's not going to go too foul. The right fielder able to make the grab.
Runner tagging up. Demarest tagging up from first, able to slide in the second on a pretty shallow pop out to the right fielder.
Takes a lot of speed to be able to do that. Almost benefited a little bit from the fielder being a bit out of position on that one. Almost looked like an awkward tag attempt there.
Yeah, the throw wasn't the greatest. What you're seeing now is they do the swap for 2 out for pitcher. Same with catcher. Like the pitcher is on second base with 2 out. So this kind of speeds up the game, allows them to get ready. And they usually put the last batter that got out on the second base.
That pitch upstairs here.
Or in some cases, I've been told if they have a flex player, he can run for the pitcher or the catcher.
Laskowski thinking about the pitch he wants to throw. He gets ready to set up, makes the throw, delivers. Swung on and missed here. Runner in scoring position. New Hamburg in a position to potentially drive in a run here. Threatening to even up the game. Laskowski sets that one. Swung on, hit deep towards left field, but looks like it drifted pretty far foul. Bit early on the swing there. That's the right fielder for today, Aiden Clowett.
Clowett battling hard at the plate, trying to get that run across, tie this game up.
Next pitch comes in. Just downstairs. Looks like Clowett was eyeing that one up the entire time. Sometimes you'll see a batter in the box making that drop down towards home plate to try and give a little added incentive to the umpire to have the pitch go their way. So the count 2-2 here, 2 outs in the top of the second. Pitch comes in. That one taken just off the edge of the plate on the outside portion.
Clowett showing a lot of patience at that plate.
Looks like Major turned his head. That's the catcher for Delisle. Just asked about the call there, just how far below the zone it was. And so it's a full count here. Man in scoring position over on second. Next pitch comes on swing over towards the shortstop. Makes the throw over towards first and limits the potential damage here. So a walk, no hits, 1 strikeout in that inning. Delisle still leads 1-0 here.
Nice play there by Caden Fedek to ground the ball and ignore the runner running in front of him, able to focus and get that throw over to first base in time to get Clowett.
So as we make our way into the bottom of the second inning, we'll thank a few more of our sponsors. A whole lot of people to thank here as we make our way through. We'll thank MTE Consultants, Expressway Ford New Hamburg, Conestoga College, of course, heading up this broadcast here on Conestoga College Digital TV, and City of Kitchener and the City of Waterloo as well. Big thanks to all the sponsors here for today's contest and the entire tournament as a whole as well. So pretty good, fairly even game so far. Just one run separating these two teams early on.
Yeah, both innings have shown pitchers getting the first out pretty quick and getting the second out fairly quick too, but then they struggle to get that third out. A couple times runners make it as far as second, and the Delisle Pride were able to squeak one home there in the bottom half of the first.
Pitcher's just starting to get warm. Might not have had quite as much of a time to get warmed up just because of this kind of accelerated schedule we're on this evening, trying to fit as much ball in as we can. So the first pitch comes in. That's to Nick Fry, the center fielder for Delisle. It's a called strike on the plate. And again, that's Sean Damaris, the pitcher for New Hamburg right now. The 0-1 comes in. Up high out of the zone, evening the count at 1-1 here. And again, now that all that rain's gone, it's really shaped into a pretty lovely ball game. Right now, temperature's sitting right around 17 degrees. Not too bad here as that one swung on. Dribbler up towards the shortstop, makes the throw towards first. Gets the routine out there. Some quick feet from Fry trying to hustle that one out towards first.
Beautiful play by Kirshner, able to snag it out of the ground, plant his foot, and make the throw across in time to get the speedy runner down to first on a bang-bang play.
That'll bring up right fielder Ethan Sommerfeld, his first at-bat of the young contest so far. Damaris gets ready. First pitch comes in. That one looks like it was just down and away for ball one. These outfielders pretty consistently look like they're playing the batters fairly straight up, not doing too many shifts in either direction, depending on a left-handed or right-handed batter. And the 1-0 pitch coming in, that one upstairs. We'll bring the count to 2-0 here on Ethan Sommerfeld. And to everyone watching from home, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate having you for this tournament. The 2-0 comes in. It's swung on.
Fair
Driven
ball,
down
fair
the
ball.
line. He makes his way around first over towards second. In there standing up. Great shot just right off the line there. And that's a double. That's the third double for Delisle already in 2 innings. We saw one from Bicknell and from Durham back in the first of which scored off an RBI from the second. So a good amount of power, great ball placement here from Delisle so far as they already have a runner in scoring position with none out here in the bottom of the second. One out here, excuse me. That one, wild pitch, makes the way over towards third, and pitch not in time. And that's a stolen base for Ethan Sommerfeld.
Sommerfeld doing a great job as he slid by the bag, able to keep his hand on the bag as the tag was being applied and able to call time quickly.
Third baseman for today's contest for Delisle, Evan Young up to the plate. The 1-0 count here right now. Next pitch comes in. That one just a bit outside for ball 2, even bringing the count to 2-0. So that's a runner on third. That's Ethan Sommerfeld. Hit for a double and then stole his way over towards third. Next pitch comes in. And that one again down and away here for ball 3. Delisle with yet another opportunity to try and get another run in. Double their lead here in the bottom of the second. Next pitch comes in. He was taking that all the way no matter what. Didn't see a single flinch from him there.
No, he just stood there like a statue and thought, if you're going to throw a strike, throw it. If not, I'm going to stand on first.
So runner on third, 1 out here. Bottom of the second. A 2-1 count here so far on Evan Young. Damaris gets set. Next pitch coming in. Now one upstairs for ball 4. That'll put runners on the corners here for Delisle. That'll bring up Caleb Hamilton, first baseman here for today. Meeting him on the mound here for New Hamburg. Just talking over strategy here. Dangerous situation for them with 2 men on.
Yeah, 2 men on, 1 out. It'll be interesting to see if they send Evan Young and try to draw the throw from New Hamburg and maybe do a double steal where the throw goes to second and the runner on third will steal home.
It'll be an interesting play. We've already seen a stolen base. We've seen a couple wild pitches in this game so far. We'll see how that shapes itself up here for Caleb Hamilton. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the second. First pitch comes in upstairs.
I wondered if they were going to do that. I was about to say that the only way to defend that is to come up throwing right to the catcher to see if they can catch the third baseman, the third base runner not paying attention. But Evan Young was paying attention and didn't wander too far off third base.
See, I think they were thinking of the exact play that you were thinking of and trying to get in front of it a little bit there. So that pitch comes in upstairs. Yeah, they were almost hoping for a bit of a double steal on that one. That puts 2 runners in scoring position. Man on second, man on third. Caleb Hamilton with a 1-0 count here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Pitch comes in, swung on and missed there.
Hamilton with a healthy cut there.
I'd say that was one of the faster pitches we've seen as well from Damaris over the past little bit.
Hamilton with the open stance, something you don't see too often in fastball.
So a 2-1 count here with 1 out. 2 in scoring. The 2-1 comes in, swung on, dribbled over towards the pitcher, eyes the runner over at third. He still makes his way anyway. That's an out over at first, but an RBI, and then that still pushes Evan Young over towards third. That's a sacrifice hit for an RBI there. That widens the Delisle lead to 2-0 here. Still a man over on third. Still a dangerous situation here.
Yeah, the pitcher Demers, when he fielded that ball, he's kind of double clutched to the first baseman a little bit.
So that still brings it to 2 out here. Delisle with a good lead right now as that brings up the top of the order once again. Caden Feddick grounded out in his last at-bat back in the first. So that one downstairs for ball 1. Demarist thinking about the pitches he wants to throw here. Sees how he can get out of this dangerous inning. Next pitch comes in. Called strike there. Evening the count at 1 apiece. Evan Young.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say Feddick grounded out back to the pitcher in the first.
Next pitch coming in, swung on again, dribbled over towards the pitcher there. Makes the easy throw towards first. But still Delisle widening their lead here in this game.
Yeah, able to push a run across. Ethan Summerfield with a stand-up double, able to steal third, and on the fielder's choice from the pitcher to the first baseman, able to score.
Some impressive ball, a lot of really good base running as well in this one. Some good heads-up plays to make sure Delisle was staying in potential scoring position. Some stolen bases as well. Whole lot of good speed, whole lot of good base running. And of course, all those doubles to boot. Really, when you got a good mix of speed and power, it's really, really tough to beat in these contests.
Yeah, it can be. You know, when you're starting off the inning with your runner, the leadoff hitter standing on second base. Well, I guess in this case it was the second batter up, but still you got a runner on second base with less than 2 out. Kind of opens up the playbook of what you want to do as an offense, whether you want to bunt them across, if you want to swing away, steal a base. It opens up a lot of decisions, makes the coaching that much easier to do.
And so that'll bring back up the top of the order for the New Hamburg Mustangs here. Colby Ricketts, Felix Eisert-Bender, and Ben Dom. Ricketts grounded over towards first base here in the last one. So 0 for 1 on the very, very young game still here as the first pitch comes in from Laskovsky. Just misses for ball 1. Sun's starting to go down here in Kitchener, Ontario. Not a whole lot of clouds still remaining. That pitch comes in there to even the count at 1-1.
You would have known that 4 hours ago when it was raining like crazy here. Black clouds, dark skies everywhere.
It went from ominous to lovely pretty quick. That one an off speed trying to drop that one into the zone, but just a bit upstairs. Brings the count to 2-1 here.
A lot of fans still here, stuck it out, come back, all dressed up in their blankets. Bundled up, beautiful softball weather.
That one swung on high up in the sky there. An easy play for the center fielder. That's Fry out there, makes the easy grab for a quick first out here. So we'll fly out to the center fielder here. That'll bring up Felix Eisert-Bender here as he's trying to bunt his way on. But gets a little too beside it there. Pops it over towards the third base foul line. Eisert-Bender 0 for 1 in the game so far. Lined out over towards shortstop in his last at-bat. So an even count, 1 apiece here in the top of the third. That one well downstairs. Almost looked like it was grazing the dirt for a good chunk of time from the pitcher over towards the plate. Next pitch comes in, swung on, drilled up towards center field there, hits the grass, center fielder gets to it quickly, gets it back to the infield, and Eisert-Bender has himself a nice little single.
Solid base hit up the center there. Wisely stopped at first, didn't want to force issue at all.
Some solid power there, great contact, great positioning on the ball there too. Again, good on center fielder Fry for getting the ball in quickly. A whole lot of action for him here in the top of the third.
That'll bring up Ben Dom.
First pitch goes upstairs for ball 1. Dom singled in his first at bat, advanced over towards second on a wild pitch early in the game. Next pitch comes in again upstairs there. Brings the count to 2-0 here. Laskovsky looks like he's almost battling the zone a little bit in this one. We've seen a few pitches pretty far downstairs, pretty far upstairs as well. And then right on cue, drops one right down the middle for the first strike, bringing the count to 2-1 here. So the 2-1 pitch comes in. That one catches the upper portion of the plate here, evening the count up at 2-2. Laskovsky starting to float a bit closer towards the edges of the plate there. Next pitch, trying to drop it in yet again, but just misses. Bringing it to a full count here. He's tried that pitch a couple times so far.
Yeah, changing up speeds. You come with back-to-back fastballs, then you come up with a change up there, trying to get the batter to swing.
And the full count pitch comes in just downstairs for ball 4. Dom works his way from a full count to a walk here.
New Hamburg putting together a little bit of a threat here. 2 on, 1 out.
So that'll bring up the shortstop, Cohen Christner here. He walked in his last at-bat.
Umpire coming over to the Delisle Pride dugout, saying something to the coaching staff.
Delisle might have been arguing a couple of the pitches there. We saw a couple close ones. It looks like Leskovsky was battling the zone a little bit, trying to get as close as he could to the edges of the plate. A couple of calls didn't necessarily go his way. Delisle likely voicing their opinions on some of those pitches there. So 1 out here. That one's well upstairs. Again, that's 2 on. That's Isaac Bender over at second. Dom over at first. Christner walked in his first at-bat of the ball game back in the first. The next pitch comes in, swung on, fouled right back to the fence there. He is swinging for the fences, but that's probably not the one that he was aiming for in that swing.
No, he was trying to see if he put the team on his back and launch him out to a 3-2 lead.
Good amount of power on that swing. Would love to square this one up. Try and get New Hamburg back in the battle here. Down 2-0 to Delisle. Next pitch upstairs yet again.
Number 4 hitter in their lineup.
Whole lot of power. Usually the cleanup hitter. So again, 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the third. Delisle leads 2-0. The next pitch comes in. That one just catches the top of the zone there. Looks like Christner might not have agreed with that one. Backed off. Turned his head over towards the umpire again. Trying to probably see just how far in the zone it captured. Might have thought it was a little bit upstairs on that one. Brings it to a 2-2 count here. Next pitch comes in. Well upstairs on that one. And so yet another full count here. This is back-to-back batters with full counts here. Pitch count really starting to climb. And the 3-2 comes in, drilled out towards center field, and it finds the gap between left and right. It's going to score 2 for sure. Christner on his way towards second, and that's a 2-run double for Cohen Christner.
Cohen Christner sitting on that pitch. Beautiful swing. Put it in the gap between the center fielder and the right fielder, and cashed in 2 runs. That tied the game up here for New Hamburg.
Incredibly clutch hitting on that one. Exactly what New Hamburg needed to try and shift the power back in their side a little bit here. Matt Vandewinkle, the catcher for today, would love to keep that momentum rolling with a runner still in scoring position over at second base.
Still only 1 out.
Leskovsky really starting to battle on the mound there. Next pitch drilled out towards left, makes the catch, trying to double him up back on second, but not in time. Christner able to get back towards the bag there.
Yeah, Christner took off running thinking it was going to hit the ground, but wisely stopped and didn't get too far. And a more accurate throw, I don't know if he would have got him, but it made it really interesting.
Well, and a great play, great arm on that one. Pretty accurate on the throw. Christner just wasn't far enough on the bag for that one to try and get him back there.
Yeah, great throw from Bicknell out there in left field.
And so it's 2 outs here. First pitch drops in for a strike.
I was going to say, Leskovsky's hoping to get this runner out and get back in the dugout and regroup, as he struggled this inning battling, like you said, he was battling location.
That's Jared Vosper now in. That pitch swung on foul pretty well out of the ballpark there. A lot of lift on that ball. Vosper struck out in his last at-bat. It's the first and only strikeout for Leskovsky in this one. That was back in the second inning. So an even ball game here in the top of the third. Laskowski would love to limit the damage as that next pitch goes upstairs just out of the zone. It's getting pretty tight. A pretty competitive game here so far to get things going.
Yeah, two really good teams.
Next pitch captures the plate for strike three, sits them down. Vosper strikes out again in this one. And it's a tie ball game between New Hamburg and Delisle. New Hamburg evening things up there. Some clutch hitting from Cohen Christner there. 2 RBI double there.
Yeah, he was able to cash in the 2 runs, bring the game even 2-2. Laskowski able to finally get out of that inning after struggling and battling the strike zone a little bit. Caught Vosper there looking at what looked like to be like a slow curve or slurve or change-up curve or something, but he got the call from the ump and was able to end the threat. Left Cohen Christner standing on second.
That's where these pitchers seem to have been really succeeding so far, is less so in their command of the strike zone, trying to find the positions inside of it, whether it be upstairs, downstairs, inside or away, more so on mixing up the speeds of these pitches. I think that's what we've seen the most strikeouts from, is just these batters anticipating a fastball, anticipating an off-speed, and getting the opposite, and then being too late or too early on them.
Yeah, both teams seem to be on the fastball for the pitchers. Anything with speed, they seem to be connecting. Like Christner, he connected very well with that fastball, sent it out to the gap in right center. They change up the speeds a little bit. They kind of freeze the hitters, and it allows them at some point, they throw 3 or 4 changeups in a row, then you can sneak a fastball by them.
And so Damaris back on the mound here as we push into the bottom of the third. Delisle would love to get momentum back in their favor after giving up 2 runs in that inning. First pitch comes in, swung on high up in the air. A few different people coming in on it. It'll end up being the shortstop, Christner, making the play for a quick first out.
Bicknell unable to duplicate his last at-bat where he fake bunted a couple pitches and then dropped a nice hit down the third base line for a stand-up double.
He was the first of what's been 3 doubles so far for Delisle. He ended up coming in for the first run early in the first inning. I'll bring up Jordan Durham, who was the second double of the ball game. That one takes that pitch downstairs out of the zone for ball 1. Durham ended up driving in Bicknell. So some good power, good location, good contact skills here from both teams so far in this early contest here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 pitch comes in upstairs just outside the zone. Some good patience, some good plate discipline. Sometimes those cookies left a bit too far upstairs can be pretty tempting. Usually can square up a whole lot of power on them.
Yeah, sometimes they are pretty tempting. And
next pitch comes in. That one in there for a strike.
sometimes if you connect on them high pitches there, you get the barrel of the bat out there. That ball will take off.
It can sometimes bite you just as quick if you end up flying out, popping out. But if you really square one up upstairs in the zone, usually that can end up equaling a home run ball. So the 2-1 pitch comes in. Again, upstairs, a lot more hesitant. Starting to get a feel for what Damaris is starting to throw here. That's a few pitches upstairs in this inning, bringing it to a 3-1 count. Damaris gets set for the 3-1 pitch, throws it in, swung on, hit foul back towards the backstop there. Give us another full count. A real battle here, not just in terms of some solid power getting these to 2 runs for both these teams, but some good battles really forcing up these pitch counts on these pitchers as well.
Yeah, both teams working the count, making the pitcher throw some pitches.
That one drilled, a little dribbler right up the middle. No one able to get the play there, as Durham has himself a nice little single. A little grounder right up Main Street. No one able to get to there. That'll bring up Max Major to the plate, the catcher for today. He struck out back in the first. It's the first and only strikeout so far for Demarest in this game.
It'd be interesting to see if he lays a bunt down or not. Try to get the runner over to second with 2 out.
Would love to get a runner in scoring position. Love to, again, shift momentum back in their favor a little bit here in the late part of the third. So that one catches the bottom of the strike zone here. Some great framing so far as well. Have to mention that from Vandewinkle here. Able to bring those ones up, get those low ones to end up being a called strike. That one swung on over towards first. That'll make the easy out at first base, but allow Durham to make his way over towards second. So that's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Again, you're watching the Canadian Fast Pitch Championships. It's the U23 fast pitch game between the Delisle Pride and New Hamburg Mustangs here on CCDTV. That's Conestoga College Digital TV. I'm Justin Kohler, joined by Jason Whittle. Jason, been a really good game so far between these two teams.
It has been a great game. Really, really good pitching, really good fielding, some really good hitting, really disciplined batters too.
And so 2 outs here in the bottom of the third in a 2-2 game. The first pitch swung on, driven deep towards right field. It's going, it hits back on the fence. That'll drive 1 run in. And that's an RBI double from Davis Laskovsky here. Great hit, great contact, whole lot of power. Just almost a couple feet away from the fence. Could have been a home run. He'll settle for an RBI double.
Yeah, Laskovsky helping himself out there with a moonshot that I think a 1 hop to the fence. It was pretty good hit. Wisely held up at second base. He's the pitcher, so they'll do a sub out here.
It's exactly what Delisle was looking for here, as that brings it to a 3-2 contest. Up just 1 run in this pretty close game that we've been seeing so far.
Delisle Pride out of Saskatchewan, making the long journey here to Kitchener.
That's Nick Fry, the center fielder, up to the plate. First pitch comes in, captures the zone. Fry thought it was a little too far upstairs, but it's no 1 count here with 2 out. Fry grounded out in his last play. That was back in the second, so he's 0 for 1 on the evening so far. Next pitch comes in, down and inside for ball 1. Good take.
He thought about it, but he was able to hold up. Jordan Dunham standing on second. He's the runner for the pitcher with 2 out. They'll swap out the pitcher or the catcher, so that's why you see him on him running out to second base.
Next pitch comes in. That one just a bit downstairs there. Pretty close to the bottom of the zone, but it goes the batter's way here. A 2-1 count. The light's really starting to shine here at about 8:20 on Tuesday, August 26th. Lovely night here in Kitchener, Ontario, over at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Next pitch comes in, swung on, missed. Even the count here at 2-2 here. Nick Fry would love to extend this lead here with a runner over on second base in scoring position. Demarest gets set on the mound. The 2-2 pitch. Downstairs pretty low outside the zone. And again, yet another full count here. Great battles.
I was just going to say another full count. Making these pitchers work for every pitch they throw.
Some incredible plate discipline. Great vision at the plate as well from both these two squads. Very even fight so far as the payoff pitch comes in. Just a bit down and inside there. Doesn't go the pitcher's way. And that puts 2 on. 1 on first, 1 on second. And again, that's Durham over on second base. Came in for Laskovsky after he doubled his way on. Fry over on first. That brings Ethan Sommerfeld to the plate, the right fielder today. He ended up doubling, ended up being the second run in this ball game, back in the second. As Damaris calls time on this one, just wants a second here to gain himself, figure out what pitch he wants to throw with 2 men on. So still 2 out here in the bottom of the third. First pitch coming into Sommerfeld here. That one's in, catches the top of the zone there.
Delisle looking to add to their lead. I don't think 1 run's safe here. You want to put a couple more. Give your pitcher some breathing room.
New Hamburg just looking for the out. No one holding the runner on over at second. That pitch swung on and missed. Just got a bit too underneath it. Little lift on that ball there from Damaris. Brings it to an 0-2 count. So far, it looks like these pitchers have both had really, really good stuff, really good pitch mixes, but I think they almost need to trust their defense a little bit more. Just throw a few more strikes right in the zone, see how it all shakes up. So that next pitch goes upstairs and strikes out swinging. So that's the second strikeout here for Damaris. Sits down the Delisle Pride.
Delisle leaving 2 at that inning, scoring 1 to go ahead on a beautiful double from Laskowski, helping his own cause. Pitcher up to bat.
Some great clutch hitting there. And that's really the second momentum shift that we've seen. Delisle took the early lead. New Hamburg struck back. Delisle taking the lead again. Very impressive game so far between these two squads.
Yes, it'll be nice to see if New Hamburg can rebound and answer the call. Because so far in this game, even a 2-run lead wasn't safe. 1-run lead isn't going to be safe, I don't think.
I think from the looks of it so far, we'll see how the game shapes up. This might be the consistency throughout this game, a very high-stress game for any fans out there of either of these two teams. It's going to be potentially a big back and forth here. We'll see if New Hamburg's able to clutch things back up, even this ball game, try and get ahead here. But very exciting for a Tuesday night, especially after a 5-hour delay. A great game for a lot of these families, a lot of these friends who are really waiting this entire time to see some ball here tonight.
Yeah, it is nice to see the game actually being played when there's a lot of doubt earlier on that there's actually even going to be games today.
The first pitch coming in, that's to Sean Damaris, the pitcher today. Laskowski back on the mound for Delisle here. Looks like they might be shaping him to bunt here. The third baseman was moving forward on that pitch. Maybe just trying to see what he's going to do, trying to figure out what Damaris is going to do here. He ended up walking back in the third. That pitch really skims its way over towards home plate.
That'll be interesting to see if he takes on this one or if he's going to swing away, but
it's a quick 3-0 count here. So the next pitch comes in. Again, a bit too far downstairs, glides his way past home plate, and that's the second walk of the night for Sean Damaris. A great eye, great holding off on those pitches, but a lot of that really comes down to the pitcher. Like I said, command has been a little bit of an issue so far in this game. Not able to consistently get in the strike zone. It looks like they might be trying to finesse the ball a little too much when I think they should really just start counting on their defense a little bit more. Drop these pitches in for strikes and really see what happens from there. Again, that pitch just a bit too far downstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, that's 5 straight balls he's thrown here in this inning. The last 3 have been pretty low, almost on the ground.
So no count, showing bunt, pulls back. Still drops in there for a strike, though, and even 1-1 count here on Connor Hopper. Flew out to right field in his last at-bat, so 0 for 1. Next pitch comes in. Up and away. That'll bring it to a 2-1 count here.
New Hamburg has Jared Vasper up throwing there down the first baseline. Look to see him maybe enter the game.
See how this game ends up shaping out. The next pitch swung on. Plenty of power making its way down, but foul. Oh, the first baseman, a great slide there from Hamilton. Makes the throw over to second to try and get the runner out, Damaris, but he's able to make his way over towards second. A great sliding play to get that ball in foul territory to get the second out.
Yeah, that was Ben Dahm, I believe that was. Or who was that? It was the second baseman.
So that was, I believe that was Connor Hopper on that one.
Connor Hopper making a beautiful play. Demarest wisely tagging up to second as there was nobody covering the bag at the time, and it would be an awkward throw for when you make a diving catch like he did.
Excuse me, I thought you were talking about the batter. Yes, that was Durham who made that play over in foul territory there. Excuse me, I believe that's the first out of the inning here.
Cloette up to bat. He grounded out to the shortstop there in the second inning.
That pitch swung on and missed, brings it to an 0-2 count here. Laskovsky getting ahead of the batter here. Trying to find that consistency from the mound a little bit. So runner in scoring position, that's Demarest over at second. That one swung on but fouled back. So a walk early on has turned into a runner over on second here. One out in the top of the fourth. Delisle still leading 3-2 here in a very back and forth game. The next pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Strike three, that is the third strikeout for Laskovsky in this one. And so that'll bring the top of the order back around here. Colby Ricketts, the center fielder, up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in this game so far. Grounded out to first and flew out to center field back in the third. With 2 outs, would still love to even up this ball game. First pitch comes in a bit too far downstairs there.
Lukowski kind of starting to find the strike zone a little bit. He had a nice at-bat. The previous batter able to strike him out, get him chasing an off-speed pitch outside.
So it's no 2 count. That pitch comes in, swung on, drilled towards right, but goes into foul territory. Fast first base bag in the grass. Good amount of power. Ended up making its way all the way back towards that outfield wall, but just a bit too far foul there. Was a bit early on that swing. Was it probably expecting a bit of a fastball on that one?
New Hamburg hoping he could straighten the next one out. Cash in the runner standing on second.
So it's a 1-1 count here. 2 out in the top of the fourth. Pitcher calling time. Excuse me, pitcher calling time. Chatting to see an important runner over on second base. It's the tying run over there. In a 3-2 ball game. Again, you're watching Conestoga College Digital TV, CCDTV. Thank you so much for joining us on your Tuesday evening. So Ricketts gets set up at the plate. He swings, drills it towards center field. But the center fielder, Fry, quickly able to get to it. That's the third out here in this one. Delisle able to limit any potential damage, stranding that runner over at second base. Still leading 3-2 as they turn things over.
Yeah, Ricketts with a hard hit ball, but Fry in the right position, able to run in and snag that. And in the threat, leaving the runner stranded at second as we go to the bottom of the fourth.
Ricketts has shown a good amount of power. That's the second time in back-to-back innings he's flew out to center field. So some great power, some great contact, just hitting it right to the fielder there. A bit of a tough situation.
Yeah, Fry in perfect position both times.
Some great defense. Again, kind of like we've been mentioning, the defense has been pretty straight up on all these batters. Not seeing much in the way of shifts, lefty or righty, depending on who's at the plate. It's worked out for both teams so far. Seen just a couple go in the gap so far. New Hamburg back out on the field. Sean Demarest again on the bump. As he gets ready to continue. Would love to limit things where they are. Keep Delisle to just a 1-run lead here, up 3-2.
Yeah, Jared Vasper was warming up there, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets in any trouble, if they'll go right to him and then make the change to try to limit the damage.
And so first up to the plate will be Evan Young. He walked in his last at-bat. 1 stolen base on the evening so far as well. The first pitch coming in there.
Looked like a check swing pool cue shot down the first base line.
Almost couldn't tell from an angle that we're up in the booth. Whether it hit him, if the catcher's glove got on it, or if it was a soft little foul ball on that one. So next pitch coming in there. That's inside for a ball there. Evan Young having to back up off the plate a little bit. And so Demarest gets set on the mound again. Throws in the next pitch. That one catches the plate there.
Evan Young thinking bunt there, it looked like, and then just kind of waved at it and called strike.
So the 1-2 count here. Demarest gets set. He throws, swing and a miss. He sits down Evan Young on this one. It's the third strikeout of the game for Demarest here. That brings up Caleb Hamilton, the first baseman, up to the plate here. Here's a sacrifice hit back in the second inning. So would love to get his first hit on the board here as the first pitch gets thrown in well upstairs on that one. Out of the zone here, bring it to a 1-0 count. After Hamilton, it'll be the top of the order once again. This next pitch comes in. Hamilton almost looked like he wanted to swing at that one, but held back. Thinking it was a bit out of the zone, but ended up catching the plate over at the bottom of the strike zone, evening the count at 1 apiece here.
Nice change up there. Kind of froze him a little bit at the plate.
Like we've been kind of saying so far, these pitching changes, the timing in particular, is really what's been setting up a lot of these strikeout pitches. Both pitchers at times have been struggling a little bit with command so far in this contest. Both still slowly starting to rack up strikeouts here. Demarest gets set. Next pitch coming in. Swung on and missed here. That's back-to-back strikeouts here for Demarest. That's his 4th on the evening right now. Starting to get warm, it looks like. Starting to figure out that zone a little bit. Getting some good swing and miss here in the bottom of the 4th. Demarest would love to keep things exactly where they're at with Delisle up 3-2 here. First pitch comes in to Caden Fedek, back to the top of the order here. He's 0 for 2 so far, 2 groundouts in this one.
Starting him off with an off-speed pitch right off the bat. That'll set up the fastball if he chooses to throw it.
He's starting to get in the heads of these batters here right now. Getting to the middle innings of this game. That one upstairs, a bit of power, blows it right by him. Now we're starting to really see Damaris come into his own in this inning. Gets ahead to an 0-2 count.
Starts him off with a changeup, comes back with a rise ball.
What do you think, fastball, or do you think off speed in this next one?
Changeup. No,
That
come
one
back
goes
again with the
back
rise ball.
upstairs.
A little bit inside. The batter taken wisely.
It's a good thought on a pitch like that, rising, going upstairs to the batter's eye. That almost looks like it's going to end up being a changeup coming back down into the zone. But tries to deceive him, doesn't get the swing and miss on that fastball. Next pitch comes in just a bit outside there, evening the count at 2-2.
Another changeup just missing.
If I'm Demarest on this next one, I almost want to drop a changeup that starts in the middle of the zone, breaks towards the bottom. Might think that it's a fast pitch coming in. Then drops a fastball right down the middle. And that is 3 strikeouts here in the bottom of the fourth. Demarest really shaping things up in the middle innings here. His third, his fourth, and his 5th strikeout in the game so far.
Helps himself out by striking out the side. Gives himself a little breather. Maybe buys himself another extra inning.
Some great power. It almost looked like that last pitch, too, was one of the faster ones that he's thrown in this one, too.
Yeah, it looked like he come inside a little bit, just enough to catch the plate. The thing is, with some of these batters, they stand right on the plate, so it kind of, it may look like it's inside to them, but when they, you know, if it catches the plate, not much you can do about it. Sometimes pitchers like it when batters stand on the plate. That way they can come inside, catch the plate, and they go call a strike. What makes them think maybe I should take a step back a little bit.
Exactly. Anything to get in the heads of these batters a little bit. And that last outing surely going to give a whole lot of confidence to these new Hamburg batters here. Starting to see their pitcher come alive here in the middle innings. So we now make our way to the top of the 5th. Still a 3-2 contest. Delisle leading 3-2 in this one. A good amount of back and forth. We'll take another opportunity to thank some of our sponsors in today's game. A big shout out to Molson's, of course, a fan favorite here at the ballpark. Explore Waterloo, Wood Rescue Canada, Hallman Construction, and Village Caterer. Thanks everyone so much. And again, a big shout out to the grounds crew. The city of Kitchener had to put in a whole lot of extra effort today with all that rain that we got, but it's really turned into a pretty nice night.
Yeah, it's turned into a beautiful night. The ball diamond has turned out to be in pretty good shape. You wouldn't have known it 4 or 5 hours ago, but it's beautiful now.
So we're up to the number 2 batter in the lineup for today. Isert Bender back up. 1 for 2 in the game. Lined out back in the first, but singled back in the third. Ended up coming around for the first run for New Hamburg.
He come around on that double from Colin Krishner.
So that one's just outside. Laskovsky looking to figure out the zone a little bit. He'd love to mirror what we saw from Demarest in that past half inning. So the 3-0 pitch coming in. That one swung on, driven towards center field. Fry not having to move too much. Almost goes right to him. It goes from 3-0 to 1 out here in this one. Fry's gotten quite a bit of action over in center field in this one so far.
Yeah, he's been a factor in 3 of the outs so far. He's been playing pretty good. He's perfectly positioned, honestly, for all 3 of them outs.
So Ben Dom up to the plate as the first pitch comes in there for a strike. He's 1-1 with a walk so far today. Single back in the first and a walk in the third. Ended up coming in for the second run in the contest. Next pitch comes in just a bit outside there. Evens the count at 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch comes in. And that one just a bit downstairs there. Looked like a pretty close one. Almost caught the bottom of the zone there, but not quite.
Yeah, I noticed the catcher Majors kind of double clutched when he threw back. Kind of shocked he didn't get the call.
And the 2-1 comes in. That pitch in there for a strike. Again, evening the count at 2 apiece here. So no runners on. Delisle still leading 3-2 here in the top of the 5th. That pitch, almost a bit of a safety shot there from Dom.
Yeah, doing everything he can to spoil that.
A good one there. The big consistency that we've really seen throughout this game is the battling from batters on both teams so far. Like we've been seeing a lot of full counts here in this one. As that one grounded out towards second base, makes the quick throw over to first. And that's the second out in the ball game here. Again, top of the 5th, 3-2.
Jordan Dunham getting his body in front of the ball, fielding it, making sure it was kept in front of him, didn't get through.
So that's a quick 2 out. Cohen Christner once again back up here. 1 for 1 in this one. A walk back in the first, and a 2 RBI double back in the third. He brought in those 2 runs that New Hamburg has had so far in this contest. That pitch just goes a bit down and outside there. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Matt Van Winkle standing on deck. Cohen Christner can get on. Next one again, just down and inside there. Looks like Christner read that one pretty well. Didn't really move too much. Not too much of a flinch on that pitch.
No, he had an eye on it all the way. Majors again sort of double clutching, throwing back to the pitcher.
And so the 2-1 pitch comes in. Swung on, missed. Some good movement on that one. Goes a bit too far down out of the zone.
Christner chasing, trying to make something happen. Sometimes the batters grip the bat too tight. Knowing that the games can be tied with just one swing of the bat.
Yeah, like you mentioned, especially when it's just a quick 1-run ball game. Everyone wants to be that hero a little bit, but it often ends up being a lot of small ball that ends up paying dividends throughout the course of the game. So the full count, swing and a miss. It's a strikeout for Laskovsky here in the 5th.
A big out for Laskovsky. He trying to get the strike zone back in his favor.
It's a quick 3-up, 3-down inning. I believe that was his 4th strikeout of the game. So 4 strikeouts for Laskovsky, 5 for Demarest in this pretty close contest so far. Both these teams have really looked pretty even on both sides of the ball. The kind of profile for both these pitchers has been relatively similar. These batters have really had great eye, great discipline. A lot of doubles in this one so far as well. Pretty close matchup.
Yeah, it is pretty close matchup. Demarest there, he sort of found himself last inning striking out the side. Laskovsky, he found himself here. I think it's probably the first inning that we didn't have any batters reach first base. Usually a runner gets on either a double or a single or a walk, but yeah, both pitchers starting to come in their own a little bit, and I think we're going to be in for a good one here the rest of the way.
Yeah, both pitchers in the bottom of the 4th, the top of the 5th, 3 up, 3 down. Laskovsky does it in the way of strikeouts, getting 3 back-to-back. Oh, Demarest, gets 3 strikeouts. His 3rd, his 4th, his 5th. That was in the bottom of the 4th. Laskovsky making quick work of those 3 batters, just half an inning ago. So once again, that'll bring Delisle back up to the plate. Still leading 3-2 here. It's the left fielder Ryan Bicknell once again up to the plate. 1 for 2 in the contest so far with a double, the first run of the ball game back in the 1st. Again, Delisle would love to widen this lead. It's been a pretty stressful ball game for both teams so far. As that one swing driven right up Main Street, up the middle, makes its way out to Ricketts over in center field. That's once again a nice little single driven right up Main Street here. Second or third we've seen the ball game today.
Yeah, we have. Nice to get the runner on. leadoff runner aboard.
Some doubles in the gap and some singles right through second. That's pretty much been the consistency we've seen through this one so far. It'll be Jordan Durham up to the plate. Second baseman for today. That pitch just down and inside. Everyone moving on that one in the field just in case Bicknell decided he wanted to make his way over towards second base.
Durham squaring the bunt there. Talk about small ball here. We're going to see some small ball, I think, out of Delisle. Trying to square up, get the runner to second with one out.
Anything to really start widening this gap a bit. Samaras comes in with the next pitch. That one almost right down the middle. Great pitch for a strike. Bit of off speed again. We're starting to see the mix in timing for these pitches as well between fastballs and off speed. So next pitch coming in.
Runner's going.
Now not in time. It starts to dribble its way towards the outfield grass. Not too far enough. Bicknell still going to be over at second.
He looked at third, but then looked back, saw the ball didn't go far enough away, and then didn't want to ruin the rally they got going here. Now he's standing on second. A base hit scores him.
Could have had a shot over at third. A whole lot of speed from both teams today, but like you mentioned, better safe than sorry with how close this contest has really been so far. Looks like time called on that one. Both sides looking for just a bit of a breath there, collecting themselves here. Runner at second here. Marist gets set. Next pitch coming in. Now one just a bit outside. Doesn't get the call to go his way. A lot of close pitches, but a lot of them really starting to go in the way of the batter here in this one. Very even here. So I believe a 2-1 count here. Next pitch comes in. That one catches the bottom of the zone there. It's like Durham almost chuckling to himself. Those were very, very similar pitches on those. One ended up being called a ball, one called a strike.
Yeah, sort of laughing at himself, thinking maybe he should have swung, or he can't believe that was a strike and the other one was a ball.
Might have wanted to pull the trigger on that one. So the 2-2 coming in. That one swung on. Just drifting out towards shallow right field. That's Cloet coming in, making the grab. Too shallow for Bicknell to try and steal third on that one. And so that's one out here. Still a one-run game. Runner in scoring position for Delisle. Looking to widen the gap, double their lead.
Catcher Max Major up to bat. Some instructions between Van de Winkel and Demarest, trying to figure out how they're going to pitch this guy.
Still a lot of tension, very close contest. A whole lot of stress on both sides of the ball here for both teams. Max Major getting set. 0 for 2 in the contest so far. His first pitch comes in. Swung on and missed. A lot of power in that swing. Just not able to square it up on that one.
Van de Winkel bobbled the ball a little bit, but it didn't get far enough away for Bicknell to try to steal third.
It's a lot of restraint being shown over at second base right now by Bicknell. Major struck out in the first, grounded out back in the third. Would love to get his first hit in this ball game. The next pitch comes in. He's showing bunt. That one's a bit down and outside there. They're motioning the runner back over towards second. Looked like Bicknell was trying to see what de Winkel was going to do on that one, whether or not he was going to try and stealthily make his way over towards the third base bag.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship going on there. There's nobody covering second. Major looking to do a slot bunt maybe.
Again, these batters, these base runners, just have to stay on the plate until the pitch is thrown. After that, it's free game. They can move how they like towards the next bag. That pitch comes in, solid contact, drifting towards right field, but it's foul on that one. Just by a few feet. Clowett not quite able to make the jaunt over there to get that one.
Nice contact by Major.
Still keeping the at-bat alive in here. Just one out in the inning here in the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth, excuse me. Delisle still leading 3-2 in this one. As Major calls time. So he's getting stuck on a little bit of a dirt patch there, ironing that one out. Gets set in the box once again. Again, Bicknell out at second. Major with a pretty low stance. As the next pitch comes in, swing and a miss on that one.
Might have caught a piece of that. Hard to say, but Van Winkle wasn't able to hang on to it and squeeze it. So that should be 2-2, I think the count would be.
I believe so. Our scoreboard's a little bit of seeing a bit of a delay. Forgive us on that one. Major with one of the more unique stances in this one. Gets incredibly low in the batter's box. The 2-2 pitch comes in, swing and a miss. It's another strikeout. It's the fourth strikeout in 2 innings for Damaris. That's his 6th in the contest so far. And so 2 outs here, still a man over on second. That's Bicknell. Singled his way onto the bases. Stole second. And David Leskovsky, the pitcher, would love to drive him home in this one. Doubled back in the 3rd inning. 1 for 2 in the contest so far as the first pitch comes in upstairs. Leskovsky looks like he did his best to hold back on that one.
First base umpire agreeing with that call as they appealed to him, and he waved off that he did not swing.
So it's a 1-0 count with 2 out. Runner on second. Damaris would love to shut this one down. As that pitch just drifts down below the zone here.
Changing up speeds on him a little bit, trying to get him off his game. As I believe the last time up to bat, that double, Leskovsky hit a fastball off of him.
So it's good not to give him any more ammo than he needs over in the batter's box. Damaris gets set. Next pitch coming in upstairs, but still swing and a miss there. We'll bring it to a 2-1 count. Leskovsky gets on. That's Fry in the batter's box, the center fielder here. Leskovsky would love to widen this lead a bit. Keep the momentum going in their favor. Damaris gets set on the bump. Next pitch coming in. Drifts its way, gets out of the hands of the catcher, and that'll advance Bicknell over towards third. That much closer to doubling their lead here. Up 3-2 in an incredibly close contest here.
Leskovsky can help himself out. Cashing in that runner. Give himself a little breathing room when he comes back up to pitch in the top of the 6th.
So the 3-1 pitch coming in. That one finds the strike zone. Looked like another off-speed pitch able to drift down into the top of the strike zone. Good pitch mix there, and we're seeing another full count in this one. So full count, 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner over at third. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Another strikeout. That's the 5th over the past 2 innings for Damaris. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning here as Delisle still leads 3-2 in this incredibly tight matchup between these 2 teams.
Yeah, that was a big out there. Ending the threat, runner standing on third. Bicknell couldn't go any further than third. Like you said, Delisle still up 3-2, but it's so tight right now. Both teams got to play mistake-free ball from here on out for the last two, for the 6th and the 7th inning.
Couple wild pitches, but luckily no major errors in this one that we've seen so far. It's been pretty tight baseball across the board. Both of these pitchers look like they're really starting to settle into the ball game here.
Sorry, I was going to say Van de Winkle, Vasper, and Demarest, your next three up here.
If you're just joining us once again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Canadian Fast Pitch Championships. This is the U23 game between the New Hamburg Mustangs and the Delisle Pride. It's a 3-2 contest here so far, bottom of the 5th. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, I'm Justin Kohler, joined by Jason Whittle here at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Gotta love spending a Tuesday evening watching some ball.
Oh, yeah, nothing better than a nice, cool Tuesday night watching some fastball.
So the first pitch swung on, dribbled over towards the line. They grab it before it goes foul there. Could have almost let that one go. See if it would have drifted its way over. But a good single there from Van de Winkle.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see the spin on the ball, whether it would have spun out of or in the foul territory or not. But the pitcher picking it up. And looks like we've got a pinch runner coming in to play. So it'll be interesting to see.
That's number 8. That is Sam Diamond coming in to pinch run here. He's over on first base. Jared Vosper up to bat. He's struck out twice in this one so far. Over to a strikeout back in the 2nd and back in the 3rd.
It'll be interesting to see if Diamond goes.
That one fouled off. Diamond almost didn't look like he was sure if that one went off the glove of the catcher or off the bat there. Was almost eyeing it still in the dirt as he was slowly jaunting his way over towards 2nd, but now makes his way back over towards 1st. Skopsky back on the mound. Next pitch coming in. A bunt dribbling right down the line. Make the throw over towards 1st. They get the out. But that's Diamond caught between 2nd and 3rd, and he gets caught on his way shuffling back over towards 2nd base. A tough call there, trying to advance that 2nd base into a 3rd.
Well, in Diamond's defense, in Sam Diamond's defense, he rounded 2nd, was halfway to 3rd, tripped and fell, as there was nobody covering at the bag at the time when he fell. So he might have very well been in there standing on 3rd, but he did. He had momentum going around 2nd, halfway to 3rd. He did trip, and that ended the threat.
So I believe that'll still go as a sacrifice for Vosper. Was still technically able to advance the runner over towards 2nd. But now that's quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 6th in a very tight game. New Hamburg would have loved to have still had a runner in scoring position in this one.
Yeah, tough break for New Hamburg for sure. Like I said, Sam Diamond, he was moving. He had the wheels. He was halfway to 3rd, and he just tripped and couldn't get up and recover in time, unfortunately for him.
That pitch comes in. That one in for a strike. Looks like Demarest, the pitcher, was a bit too inside on the plate. Hadn't jumped back, but was still called a strike on the inner half. Skopsky, next pitch coming in. Demarest holding back the bat on that one, really waiting for his pitch. 2-1 count here. Looks like the 3rd and 1st baseman shifted in a little bit just to protect against any potential bunts here. Demarest, 2 walks so far in this game. So still technically 0-0 on paper in this one.
Yeah, he's found a way to get on base every time he's been up.
And that one fouled off. Back to the backstop, hits the fence. Of course, it's no surprise that the pitcher up to the plate would be really particular on the pitches that he's swinging at. Able to draw a walk in both his at-bats so far.
Battling hard right now.
So 1-2 here in this one. That pitch comes in, drilled down the line. Young able to make the pitch, make the easy routine throw over towards 1st. And they sit down to Marist. Another 1-2-3 inning in this one. A little unconventional 1-2-3 inning, but still.
Yeah, Sam Diamond coming in a pinch run for Vandewinkle, and yeah, he just lost his footing between second and third, or he would have been standing on third as there was nobody covering the bag at the time. But by the time he got up, the left fielder come in and was able to cover third base and make the out.
Really starting to get into the late portions of this game. New Hamburg will have just one series of at-bats, 1/2 inning to try and tie this incredibly close game up. Still 3-2, Delisle up over New Hamburg. Very tough game, great offensive game, great battling between these two teams in the batter's box. And the pitchers have really started to get in shape in the later stages of this game. A little bit shaky to kick things off, a lot of full counts, quite a few walks, but they've really started to rack up the strikeouts on both sides.
Yeah, they have. They kind of settled in a little bit. It's been a tight game for sure. Looks like Vandewinkle's back behind the plate. So I'm wondering if maybe Diamond was the flex player and was able to run for him.
Will lead center fielder number 18, Nick Fry.
So many rules to try to follow in this game. We do our best, ladies and gentlemen. We do our best.
Can really catch up to you sometimes in this one. Again, thank you again so much for joining us for your Tuesday night here on Conestoga College Digital TV. A great night for ball. Some great temperatures. I don't know about you, but I love that kind of sweater weather this time of year.
Yeah, I love this nice fall weather. It's nice to walk around with a sweater on.
Now, don't get me wrong. I still love the summer. I'm not wishing away the summer, anyone at home, but I love pulling out the sweater every so often.
Oh, this is better than 100-degree weather. I'll take this any day.
And so Delisle up to the plate once again. Nick Fry in the batter's box. Shows a bit of restraint on that one. New Hamburg wanting the call to go their way. They appeal over to the first base umpire. Says he did not swing on that one.
Man, that looked like a good pitch from up here. Fry showing great discipline at the plate.
Fry right now 0 for 1. A ground out back in the second. A walk in the third. Love to get on base once again here. Widen that lead as that pitch captures the zone. Now leaving the count at 1 apiece. 2-1, excuse me there.
Hey, our scoreboard's working.
Love to see it some days. And so still up 3-2 here, Delisle. Next pitch comes in. Doesn't catch enough of the plate, just down and outside.
Nice discipline again, showed by Fry at bat. Close game like this, you get the itch, you want to hit, you want to be the hero, but sometimes being patient is the better option.
That's really been what's paid off in this one so far. That pitch, Vandewinkle tries to frame that one up, wants the call to go his way, doesn't get it, and that's Fry walking his way over towards first base. Still not out in this one. New Hamburg needs to try and do what they can to limit any runs in this one. It's been a tight contest. They've shown hints of power throughout the game, but are still trying to even the ball game up. So we really enter into the late stages here. So that brings up Ethan Sommerfeld, who takes the first pitch for a strike.
Struck out his last at-bat, which started the string of 4 strikeouts in a row from Demarest, but
unfortunately, a lot of the damage done early in this one. Demarest done his best to hold them back, but still, that one swing and a miss. Runner goes over towards second, able to get enough of second base there. Throw not in time. New Hamburg not too happy about that call there. They really thought they got him on the slide there.
yeah, Vasper wasn't too happy with that call. I think he thought maybe the umpire was out of position as the bodies were blocking his view.
So Vandewinkle going to talk to his pitcher here. It's going over these batters in this incredibly close contest, getting more and more tense as every strike, every ball gets thrown in this one. New Hamburg still one more opportunity after this to try and even up the game.
Big run standing on second base right now, nobody out.
Delisle still up 3-2. The 0-2 pitch comes in, swing and a miss. That's another strikeout for Demarest here. That's his 8th in the game so far. His last 3 outs coming at the hand of a strikeout. Some good power, some good pitch mixes here. So 1 out here. Runner on second, that's Fry. Center fielder standing over on the second base bag. The next pitch comes in. Throws in, captures the plate on that one. It's Evan Young at the plate here.
Strikeout his last at bat. Kind of questioned that inside pitch, but nonetheless, it caught the plate enough for a strike.
We might start to see that a lot in a close contest like this. Both teams wanting these pitches to go their way.
Fry standing on second, itching.
They don't update that thing. For your entire tournament, they still put the code.
With 2 out, the batter will be first baseman number 28, Caleb Hamilton.
Looks like Tom Norris is making his way into the box there.
Now batting, number 6, Tom Norris.
Up in the latter half of this game. First pitch comes in. That one swung on, fouled. Back at the catcher for strike 1. So still a 3-2 contest here in the bottom of the 6th. The Delisle Pride leading the New Hamburg Mustangs 3-2. 2 outs, runner on second. Tom Norris, the lefty, in the batter's box. Pinch hitting for Caleb Hamilton. Demarest getting set on the mound. The 0-1 pitch comes in, swing and a miss on that one.
A little bit off speed there. Got Norris out in front of that ball and just waved at it.
Can sometimes be a bit of the downside bringing a pitch hitter in late in this game. It's a fresh face, so it could sometimes make things a little wonky on the pitcher, but it works in both directions where they haven't seen the pitch mix of this pitcher too much from the eye of the batter's box. So the 0-2 pitch comes in well upstairs on that one, trying to see if Norris will chase. Brings it to a 1-2 count here. The Mustangs would love to strand that runner over on second base, keep it to a 1-run contest here. And that one swung on, fouled, though still able to stay alive in this one. Great night here for some baseball. Thank you so much for tuning in from home. Demarest getting set on the mound. The next pitch coming in well upstairs. That's going to allow Nick Fry to make his way over towards third. Just one base away from doubling this lead here late in the game. High pressure situation. If Demarest wants to get out of this one, he just needs to kind of settle down, collect himself. Again, just throw strikes, trust your defense, and try and get out of this one while you can. That one swung on, dribbled up towards the center field. The third baseman coming in, not able to make the throw in time. Tom Norris quick on that one. And that'll widen the lead here in this one to a 4-2 lead right now, up by 2 runs. Delisle over New Hamburg. Momentum now shifted back in the direction of Delisle in this one in what's been a very, very back and forth contest.
It has. Tommy Norris making his coach look like a hero by making that call.
So it's a runner on first right now. First pitch swung on and missed. Caden Fedek once again back to the top of the order here.
Tommy Norris running out a scribbler to the third baseman, who probably did the wise thing by holding on to it, because an errant throw would have had him standing on second, possibly third.
Next pitch comes on, swing and a miss here. Fedek right now 0 for 3 in this one. Grounder in the first, grounder in the second, and a strikeout in the fourth. Demarest close to shutting this one down, stranding a runner over at first. And that one swung on and missed. Another strikeout. Demarest officially up to 10 strikeouts, double digits here in this one, but still gives up that run there.
Yeah, big run now. New Hamburg down there the last 3 outs. Find themselves down by 2 as they couldn't get the pinch hitter, Tommy Norris.
An incredibly clutch single there. Great speed from Norris as well to run that one out.
New Hamburg going to have the 8, 9, and 1 batters up for this 7th inning. Connor Hopper flied out both times, once to the right fielder and the second time to the second baseman. Unless New Hamburg pulls out all the stops and goes to their bench.
So a great contest. If you've enjoyed this action so far, be sure to stay tuned. We still have one more matchup today. Unless, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in this room, I guess, it should be the Monroe NL Mariners versus the Tavistock Merchants. Nope, not that. We're getting a correction here. So New Hamburg will be sticking around, so they'll be taking on the Rostock Junior Batmen.
Rostock somewhere just outside of Stratford, about 20 minutes.
So that'll be... So that's Hopper up to the plate right now in this one. First pitch in there for a strike. So still plenty of action here tonight. Whole lot of fun. Be sure to tune in.
Liskowski looking to go the distance in this one.
Both pitchers haven't exactly had the cleanest game across the board. The first half in particular was a little bit back and forth, particularly when it came to command in the strike zone. Next pitch just clinches the top there for a strike. But both pitchers on both sides really turned things around in the latter stages of this game, really made it competitive and almost turned things around at the same time almost.
Yeah, I think it was around the bottom of the fourth and the top of the fifth where both pitchers started to find themselves. But here we find ourselves another 3-1 count. Hopper working the count, making Lukowski throw.
So Hopper right now in the box. Clowett on deck as that one's driven high, but looks like it's drifting its way foul there. Hopper stays alive in this one.
Another 3-2 count.
So again, Hopper, Clowett, and then back to the top of the order here. So no matter what, we're going to see Ricketts here. They'd love to find their way to get Izard Bender back up. Important single in the third as that one swung on, fouled way back over the fence here. A good battle, good staying alive here. Up to a full count in this one. Still none out here in the top of the second. It's really the do-or-die inning for the New Hamburg Mustangs. Looks like pitcher going to swap out the ball here. That one might have gotten banged around a little bit earlier in this game. So still a full count here. None out. Delisle up 4-2. And that one hit drilled, but well foul on this one. Good amount of power, but a little early on that one.
A little early. Connor Hopper doing his best to stay alive. This will be the 8th pitch at bat for him.
Looks like they're anticipating that he's really going to pull the ball on this one as he drives it, just hits off the glove of the second baseman. Durham there not able to get it back in time.
Hard hit ball off the bat of Hopper. Durham doing everything he can to knock it down.
Could have been a lot more dangerous if it made its way by him. But so that's a single. That'll bring the tying run up to the plate here.
Nice to get production from your number 8 hitter.
It's exactly what they need. They'd love to turn things around with at least 1 or 2 men on base here. Really set themselves up in a good position to come back in this one. Force their way to get into the bottom of the 7th.
Clowett grounded out to the shortstop. His first at bat, struck out his second. I'm looking for New Hamburg to get a little aggressive here in the base pass. Maybe test the arm of Major behind the plate.
And I believe this is a pinch hitter in the box. I believe that's Caden Eichler in there right now as he swings, drills that one, but well foul down the third base line. So he's coming in for Ricketts, looking to try and get a bit more production here. Ricketts 0 for 3 on the game, a ground out in the first, and then 2 flyouts in the third and the fourth. You are correct. Yes, he is in for Clowett. Excuse me there. One batter away from turning things over to the top of the order.
Trying to pull some magic like Delisle did with their Tommy Norris pinch hitting there in the bottom of the 6th.
So again, Clowett 0 for 2 in this one. A ground out back in the second and a strikeout in the fourth. So they hope Eichler will be able to turn things around here, advance that runner at the very least from first over to second, get a runner in scoring position. Still none out in this one as that pitch thrown in just a bit too high out of the strike zone. Evens the count at 2-2.
Boy, that run in the bottom of the 6th is looking pretty large right now for Delisle.
Incredibly huge, incredibly clutch. Next pitch almost looks like he overcorrects a little bit. Too high one pitch, a bit too low in that one. A full count in this one. Could be a very important pitch. That one swung on. Little pop-up there. It's over to the second baseman, Durham. Sits Eichler down, and now that'll turn things over back to the top of the order. So still one runner on. That's Connor Hopper over on first base. Singled his way on after a sharp drive towards the second baseman. First pitch on Ricketts comes in for a strike.
Ricketts, couple hard hit balls here in this game, both finding the center fielder.
He'd love to find that gap if he can between the right fielder and the center fielder here. That one driven high and deep towards center. It's back at the wall, and it's gone. It's over the fence for that one. A game-tying 2-run shot from Colby Ricketts. Incredibly clutch hitting in this one. Ties the ball game up in the top of the 7th, no matter what. As of now, that'll force the bottom of the 7th. What a hit.
3 hard hit balls to the same spot. The first one wasn't as far. The second was a little far. The third one, it cleared the fence by a long way.
That forced Fry through the outfield fence in center field. They're trying to do what he can to almost extend out, catch that ball.
Yeah, a lot of people that are here watching on TV, there is a temporary fence put up out in the outfield. These diamonds are made mostly for slow pitch. So the dimensions are a little different for fastball. Like softball Canada requires, I think it's 250 all the way around down the lines, the center field and all that. So that's why you see the temporary fence out there.
Incredible hitting, an incredible momentum shift as well. Now New Hamburg looking for the chance to get a lead of their own in this one. They've tied the games. They have not had a lead so far in this contest. Would love to get ahead, almost force the pressure instead of on them, back on Delisle as that one's swung on, goes in between the first and second baseman, finds the grass over in right field. And from a home run to a single, Iser Bender finds his way on base. He's the go-ahead run in this one.
And only one out, too. Durham, nothing Durham could do on that play. Hard hit ball between first and second.
It was a good attempt, a good dive on that one to try and prevent that one from going towards the outfield. But a perfect hit, great location on that one. I'll bring up Dom here as he hits this one deep towards left. But the left fielder, Bidnell, able to get underneath it. Gets the throw in towards second to hold Iser Bender over at first.
Bicknell with a great throw to second. Taking the thought of tagging up off the plate for Isaac Bender.
So now we've got 2 outs here in this one. That pitch just gets the top of the zone here for strike 1. It's on Cohen Christner here. He is 1 for 2 here in this one. A double back in the third, a 2 RBI double as that one finds its way over towards Fedek. The shortstop makes the easy jaunt towards second base, but still a tie ball game. Delisle once had a 4-2 lead. It's been leveled out here, 4-4, as we go into the bottom of the 7th.
Bicknell to lead off for the Delisle Pride. He's got a couple singles and a double here tonight. The heart of the order coming up: Bicknell, Durham, Major, Liskowski.
So a dangerous part of the lineup. Jason, though, I think I said early on how close this was going to be, how back and forth we were going to see between these two teams. Took a little bit. Those middle innings were pretty leveled out between the two, but man, has this really become an exciting ball game here in the 7th.
Yeah, New Hamburg not going down without a fight.
Still a dangerous situation, though. Delisle still the chance to walk this one off here in the bottom of the 7th. Again, thank you so much for tuning in for your Tuesday night here on Conestoga College Digital TV. I'm Justin Kohler, joined by Jason Whittle. Jason, great evening. Ended up what started as a 5-hour rain delay a little bit earlier, a couple long phases, especially amongst some of the fans, the friends, the family. It's turned into a pretty great game for the first one back after that delay.
Yeah, beautiful game so far.
So again, we're going to see the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for sure. That's Ryan Bicknell, Jordan Durham, and Max Major. Ryan Bicknell doubled back in the first inning. He was the first run that initially put Delisle ahead in this one. Flew out back in the third, singled back in the fifth as well. Stole a bag there too, but Damaris, the pitcher, has really started to shape things up. 10 strikeouts so far in this contest.
10 hard-earned strikeouts too.
3 in the last inning, 2 in the inning before that, 3 before that as well. As Bicknell showing bunt on this one, trying to move around those infielders a little bit.
Delisle doing anything they can to get the runner on first. Bicknell's probably been their best hitter tonight. Made solid contact every time he's been up to the plate.
It's going to be a good battle here in the bottom of the 7th. Damaris really sharpening things up. The heart of the order here. For that one skied up. Bicknell gets a lot underneath that one. That one's caught by the shortstop, Christner there.
Big out for New Hamburg. Getting Bicknell to fly out to Krishner.
That'll bring number 14, Jordan Durham, up. It's the second baseman in this one for Delisle. Still just one out here in a tied ball game, 4-4.
Durham with the crouch batting stance.
So he takes that one up high in the zone. Didn't really move too much on it. Not much of a swing there. Damaris getting closer and closer to forcing extras here as that one goes in the zone. Swung on and missed. Looks like he might have gotten a bit of a foul tip on that one. That brings it to an 0-2 count here.
Durham going to choke up on that bat a little bit. Got to make contact. Shorten that swing up.
It's like Eisertbender and Durr over on first base. A little inside, anticipating a potential bunt here. Now with 2 strikes, they might pull back a little bit more.
Both corners playing just about even with the bag. So not anticipating bunt now with 2 strikes.
So Damaris getting set on the mound for the 0-2 pitch. That one throws in, swung on and missed. Another strikeout. That brings him to 11 so far in this contest. Some great numbers from him so far. So 6 hits given up so far, 4 runs, 11 strikeouts in this one. Bring Max Major up to the plate. First pitch upstairs.
Sorry, how big is that run now? Delisle Pride scored in the bottom of the 6th.
Huge, yeah. If you think about that one, that could have been a huge go-ahead run instead of a game-tying home run there for New Hamburg. Instead, it's a tie ball game here. Still plenty of tension in the air, whole lot of pressure in these at-bats as that one's thrown in. Drifts along the dirt for ball 1. Major 0 for 3 in this one, 2 strikeouts and a ground out back in the 3rd. Still looking for his first hit in this contest. As that pitch thrown in, catches the zone.
Boy, Van de Winkle framed that pitch really nice.
It looked like it caught plenty of the plate there. It just might not have been the pitch that Major was looking for. Demarest.
Major looking to get on and extend this inning.
That one down and away. So 2-1 count here. 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th. A tied ball game between Delisle and New Hamburg. Major up at the plate. The pitch comes in, swung on, but foul right down the first base line. Good bit of power on it, but might have been hoping for a fastball on that one. Instead, got a bit of an off speed. Pretty early on it, but a good battle here. That'll push another full count situation here. One more strike could send New Hamburg back to the plate. A chance within 2 innings to go from 2 runs behind to trying to take the lead here. Major calls time, collecting himself here. A very important at-bat. Could decide which direction momentum really shifts here as we potentially go towards extras. A 3-2 pitch coming in, swung on, flying out, not too deep. The second baseman, Dom, makes the catch. And we remain tied here as we go towards the top of the 8th in this one. Whole lot of pressure on both sides. A great matchup between these two teams. Again, thank you so much for tuning in on this pretty beautiful Tuesday evening here in Kitchener, Ontario. Joining us at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. It's a battle between the Delisle Pride and the New Hamburg Mustangs. A pretty close, evenly matched fight all game long between these two teams.
So with extra innings here in Softball Canada, the rules, the last out of the previous inning will start on second base.
All in an effort to really condense these games down just so it doesn't just keep going, keep going, keep going. We'll see how it pays off in this one.
Well, my score sheet only goes to 9 innings. So after 9, I don't know what we're going to do.
You're going to hear the panic buttons go off up here in the booth.
But watching these two teams over the last 24 hours play yesterday, this isn't a surprise at all for me to see these two hard-fought battles. Two great teams, really, and I'm not surprised at all to see this.
We've seen great play, some great athleticism, great base running, great hitting. Really, it's been a pretty well-rounded contest. Not too much in the way of errors at all in this one. Again, 1 or 2 wild pitches pretty early on in the contest, but really nothing too major, nothing too impactful in this one.
New pitcher on the mound for Delisle. Nate Thiessen. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name.
My gut is telling me Nate Tyson. We'll see about that. We can only apologize for some of those pronunciations here.
Nate Thiessen.
And so here in the top of the 8th, we'll see Cohen Christner, Matt Vandewinkle, and Jared Vosper coming up here.
Cohen Christner standing on second. He was the last out of the 7th inning.
There we go. So Matt Vandewinkle up in the box right now. And Thiessen, first pitch going in, catches the bottom outer part of the zone there.
Vandewinkle squaring the bunt. judging by his windup and how he's standing in the box, it looks like he's only there to do one thing, and that's to sacrifice himself to get that runner to third.
Might see some crafty plays here from both sides throughout the course of this inning, trying to keep things even, get a bit of a go-ahead here as that one swung on high and deep, but pretty well foul down the third base line on that one. So again, Van de Winkle up. We're guaranteed to see Vosper and Demarest in this one. Thiessen gets ready for the 0-2 pitch. That one comes in, swung on. And again, dribbler foul up the third base line.
Van de Winkle staying alive.
Van de Winkle so far 1 for 3 in this one. A single back in the 6th. Seems like forever ago, the 6th inning. We've really seen some pretty extended innings towards the end of this game. That pitch drilled towards left field, but again, well foul there. Looks like he's just a little bit late on some of these pitches. That last pitch came in pretty quick. Some pretty good velocity on that one.
Yeah, he did a good job fending that one off. Umpire's gone over to the dugout to look for more balls.
Everyone across the board taking that split second to really collect themselves as the pressure continues to build here in this one.
Great contingent of fans out here tonight. New Hamburg, just maybe 20, 25 minutes down the road.
So still a tight one here. Beautiful night here in Kitchener, Ontario at Peter Hallman Ball Yard. Tie game 4-4. The next pitch goes in well upstairs on that one.
Thiessen mixing it up, hoping to catch him to chase there.
Van de Winkle got on base in his last at-bat. It was ended up being caught stealing on his way from second towards third. Stumbled on his way there. Would love to make up for it here right now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes right now. None out here in the top of the 8th. New Hamburg up to bat. That pitch comes in, swung on and missed. It's 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Nate Thiessen here. Incredibly clutch pitching here as we start to get to the latter portions of this game. So that'll bring up Jared Vosper to this one. He's struck out twice. And a sacrifice play back in the 6th. First pitch comes in. Good amount of velocity on that one. Goes right by him for strike 1.
Thiessen coming with the heat.
Yeah, really trying to overpower these batters after they've had to really battle with trying to measure up the fastballs, the off speed so far throughout the entire contest. He's just been coming in with a lot of heat as that one dribbles its way down towards the shortstop. Routine play over to first, but that'll still advance Christner over towards third base. As the ghost runner in this one started off over at second. Just 1 base away from trying to get the lead here, but with 2 outs. Can't sacrifice it over. So that'll bring up Sean Demarest here, pitching in this one. First pitch, good amount of heat yet again, catches the inside part of the plate.
Demarest not happy with that call. He's probably wondering where was that call a couple innings ago for me.
He's 0 for 1 in this one, 2 walks in the contest so far. Next pitch comes in, swung on, dribbler out towards the shortstop, not able to collect it. Damaris makes his way over towards first on a sharp drive towards Fedek over at short. And that'll drive in a run. So as of now, New Hamburg leading 5-4. Still some opportunities here. Runner over on first. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. That'll bring up Connor Hopper in this one, the left fielder for today's contest.
Yeah, nothing Fedek could have done on that play. It was a hard hit ball. Took a big hop at the last second there. He's lucky enough to get it in front of him and keep the runner at first.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse if that got by him there, too. The worst thing to have in this situation would have that be turned into a double and still have a runner in scoring position here. New Hamburg settling for a runner over on first. Hopper in the box. The first pitch comes in. Catches the bottom part of the zone there on the outside for strike 1. Still 2 outs here. Hopper 1 for 3 on the night. 2 flyouts and a single back in the 7th. Ended up being the first of those 2 runs coming in off that Ricketts home run. So down 0-2, 2 outs here in this one. Top of the 8th, the pitch comes in, down and outside, gets away from the catcher. That'll allow Damaris to make his way over to second base, and suddenly New Hamburg has a runner in scoring position here, still with 2 out.
Yeah, I believe that's Vasper on the second base there doing the 2-out switch for the pitcher.
Makes sense in this one. Both teams have really utilized that in this game so far. Hopper again gets ready for the pitch. Pitch comes in, a strikeout there. Tried to hold back, but either way, a called strike at the plate for that one. But New Hamburg still up 5-4. As that ghost runner came in to score, we'll see if Delisle will be able to replicate that here in the bottom of the 8th. And again, while we've got the opportunity, we'll thank a couple of sponsors here during this contest. Big thanks to Iron Horse Financial Solutions, MTE Consultants, Expressway Ford, New Hamburg, Conestoga College. Of course, we got to give a big shout out to Montana's as well, feeding us throughout the day here up in the box. Some great meals.
Yeah, they had a pretty good hamburger and fries there for supper here. Enjoyed it very much. Thank yous, Montana's.
Definitely came in handy after that 5-hour delay. I know I was itching for something. And so it looks like, while Delisle had a pitching change late in the game, it looks like Demarest is once again back up in this one. Been racking up strikeouts. It's not a big surprise to see him still out there. We'll see if he's able to continue it as the pressure continues to build here in the bottom of the 8th. So first up will be Davis Liskovsky in this one. 1 for 3 with a double, a flyout, and a strikeout in this one. Would love to flex that little bit of power once again here, just like he did back in the 3rd inning. That'll be Major, I believe, over on second base. First pitch comes in down and inside for ball 1. Once again, the defense playing them fairly straight up. We've seen a couple different slight shifts from Delisle's defense, kind of playing certain hitters a little further back, kind of pulling in the opposite side. But pretty straight up here in the bottom of the 8th. That pitch again, just a little too far down and inside. So 2-0 the count here. Damaris still racking up the strikeouts in this one. 11 so far in this contest. And the 2-0 swung on, missed. Blew it right by him. Looks like he might have been expecting an off speed on that one. Still a whole lot of fans, plenty of family friends here watching this game. Hopefully just as entertained as we've been up here in the box for this one. The 2-1 comes in up high out of the zone. 3-1 count here.
Good eye by Laskowski to lay off that high pitch.
It's really tough in these situations, especially as that pressure really begins to boil, to lay off these pitches, not want to sacrifice any outs when you don't need to. Trying to just walk his way over to first. Anything to keep the momentum going as that pitch once again upstairs for ball 4. So that's 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position here. Looks like Major going out, just smoothing out that little stretch between second and third in advance, knowing he'll likely have to run whatever happens this next AB. That'll be Nick Fry up once again. Walked in his last at-bat. 2 walks on the night so far.
Stole a base last time up, too.
So 2 runners on. New Hamburg still up 5-4. A 1-run lead in this one. But Delisle threatening with 2 on. The go-ahead run over on first base. Next pitch comes in. That one catches the inner part of the zone. Doesn't look like Fry agreed with that one too much, shaking his head at the pitch there. That's been a pretty consistent spot that we've seen. A lot of these pitches on the inner half have been going the way of the pitcher in this one. So 0-2 the count. None out here so far. That pitch swung on, dribbled out towards the shortstop there. Easy play over to second. No play attempt over at first base, and we'll have runners on the corners here. The tying run over at third. Go-ahead run once again over at first. So fielder's choice from Fry there. Bit of a meeting here, still pressure beginning to boil. Both teams have been incredibly competitive throughout the entire stretch of this one. We'll still see how it unfolds here in these extra innings. Ethan Sommerfeld once again up in the box. 1 for 3 on the night. A double, a stolen base in that one, and 2 strikeouts. First pitch comes in, catches the inner part of the plate, and no throw attempt there, so now we'll see 2 runners in scoring position. As Fry is able to make his way over to second base there, so 2 in scoring position. That's Major over at third. He was the ghost runner to kick off the bottom of the 8th. Ethan Sommerfeld over at second base. Excuse me, Nick Fry over at second base, and Ethan Sommerfeld up in the box. That one comes in, swung on and missed. So 1 out here, an 0-2 count. Plenty of excitement, plenty of tension beginning to mount here between these 2 teams. And the 0-2 pitch comes in. Looks like it just fouled off the bat there. Close call there. Home plate umpire quick to point that one out, making sure there's no confusion up at the plate. So the count remains 1-2 here in this one. Demarest would love another strikeout here. Bring him to an even dozen on this one. And the 1-2 pitch comes in, but a bit up and away there, evening count at 2-2. Game time just after 9:51 here. A very long game between these two teams. 2-2 comes in, swung on. Not too deep towards center field. The center fielder, Ricketts, comes in, able to make the throw to home, holding the runner at third. Runners do not advance on that one. And now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 runners still in scoring position. And Delisle still down 1 run, 5-4.
Ricketts with a strike right to the catcher.
That's a play that I'm sure he has practiced over and over and over again. Obviously, he'd love to do that in a bit lower pressure of a situation. But impressive he's able to make that accurate of a throw with things as they are, as that one swung on towards shallow right field. They're running in and just makes its way foul down the first base line in the grass. A close one, a tough hustle there. Clowett trying to do what he can to make his way over. You can definitely hear the fans getting a bit riled up on that one, hoping it might have been the end of this game.
Evan Young given new life here at bat.
Again, Young 0 for 2 on this one. 2 strikeouts and a walk back in the second. Stolen base there as well. That pitch comes on, captures the plate. 0-2, New Hamburg now 1 strike away from ending this one, pulling off the comeback late in the game, forcing extras. Currently leading 5-4. Delisle still 2 runners in scoring position, still a chance to pull things off with the go-ahead run over at second base. Damaris making the throw, 0-2. Bit high on that one, bringing it to a 1-2 count here. We're hearing plenty of clapping, plenty of involvement from the crowd here. Close game, plenty of opportunities on both sides of the plate here for both these teams. A close contest. Damaris the next throw in, and that one captures the plate. Strike 3, and that is the end of the ball game. New Hamburg pulls back the comeback. They were down most of the game, end up winning against Delisle 5-4.
Evan Young standing there looking at a called third strike on a changeup from New Hamburg's pitcher, Sean Demarst, going the distance with 12 strikeouts, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Able to get those even dozen there. A great contest. Like we mentioned throughout the course of the game, very close the entire way. These pitchers very much mirroring each other throughout the course of the game. A little bit loose with the strike zone in the first half, really tightening things up in the latter half. Thiessen able to come in, really try and shut things down for Delisle, but not able to pull through. New Hamburg just able to overpower them in the latter stages of the game. Incredible contest for sure.
Yeah, Colby Ricketts picking the team up, put him on his back with a 2-run shot there in the top of the 7th to send this to extra. And then New Hamburg able to cash in their ghost runner at the top of the 8th and hold Delisle from scoring with runners at second and third with 2 out.
So an incredibly exciting night, a long game in this one. 5-4 the final score for New Hamburg. Be sure to stay tuned. Still one more game on the way. New Hamburg looks like they'll be back in action once again, hoping to make it 2 in the same evening in this one. They'll be taking on the Rostock Junior Batmen here. Still one more game to go. Plenty of action here. Thank you for tuning in to the Canadian Fast Pitch Championships, the U23 game between the New Hamburg Mustangs and the Delisle Pride. I'm Justin Kohler, joined by Jason Whittle. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon here on CCDTV. That's Conestoga College Digital TV.